All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at Thursday. Now, remember Wednesday we had swing days for gold and SP 500 and SP 500 and Nasdaq. But as you know, indices go together. So we've got Dow Jones as well, which we need to take care of. But with Dow Jones, we've got Thursday as well, and we've got a swing day for Bitcoin today. All right, so but let's take a look at gold. Now, with gold, remember I said from the highs, it's a little tricky, but it is a swing day. Okay, so as you can see, we need some kind of a pullback. So that pullback can bring us all the way back into the goodbye kiss. And we talked about Friday also being a swing day. So if this high holds, we're either gonna splash down or splash down, maybe to close the gap here, which is logical. All right, and I also drew this yesterday on the PST indicator. So what to do with gold? So you can either, because yesterday was a swing day, you can either take that as a swing day and sell the highs, cover the trade quickly, or you're going to have to wait for Friday to see what happens and then make your move the following week. Otherwise, you're going to be it's going to be a little tricky. Okay. Now, if you're going to sell the high in an uptrend, okay, I don't mind you doing it because yes, there was a swing day and you want to sell the high. Technically, you can, or after a stop sweep, that's also fine. Just make sure your lot size is small, okay, because the market still might push up a little bit. Also on the weekly, you can see we're up here right on that level there. So if it does pull back and fall off, just it's a possibility that the market can come back into Friday. Okay, maybe we'll come down and lower into Friday. We don't know, but still Friday is a swing day. So if you're going to take this as a high and work off it, wait for a stop sweep and then check the reaction. Because if it does a stop sweep, it needs to come back under the previous day high and then sell off. Okay, so it'd be like up, we're back down here, and then we're selling off. All right, that's the kind of setup. So during the trading hours, if you catch such a situation, you can. Otherwise, the trend is still going up. But if you're going to sell, like I said, be reasonable. Trade the trading hours at the right time price. Now, what about the price for today? Well, as you can see, these levels are quite high up there, but 2783 is that level there. So 2783 is already here. So anything above here, okay, is like still kind of like bullish. But if we start to break down, I'm going to get rid of this now. Okay, if we start to break down, then we've got room to come down here. Stop sweeps can be down here or up there. If we're up here sweeping, you can sell off. If we're down here sweeping, you can buy. This line will hold, and I'm still going to push this forward because that's the manipulation. All right, so just carry that forward. On the daily, if we do push down, the market can now come to 64, which is 2,760. So I've got to make an adjustment on that, bring it to 2,760. Okay, that's on the daily there. And on the weekly, we're still up here, so we've got nothing to talk about. On the monthly, it's also, we're at extremes, we've got nothing to talk about. Okay, so this zone is okay to sell because on the monthly and weekly, we're on that resistance. So selling is not a bad idea. Like I said, do it cautiously with a smaller lot size. And after a stop sweep, maybe, because we've got 3 levels here. You see, Asia, this is London, this is Asia, London's up here, New York's there, Asia again, as you can see. So selling, not a bad idea. If you do cover the trade as per your stop loss, you got room to push down. Okay. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now, euro dollar, remember, Monday, swing day, and then we've got this day here. We didn't have a Wednesday's, a swing day. I said we should be coming up. So if you were longing it, you should be okay with it, okay? So the market, as you can see, longing here as well. Obviously, it's places to buy where the market bought before, and you know about the weekly pivot. So nothing to talk about here because our bias is to the upside. And I did give targets yesterday because of this zone here, remember? Okay. And then I did say also we should be heading up here. The market should sweep above that. So this still has room. If the market comes back down, 0826.25, what's that? 37. 0802. 0802 might be a little bit too far down, but let's do it. 0802 is there. So if the market comes back down again, you're okay to go. There are gaps here. I'd say buying again is an option if the market pulls back, because we've got a breakout closing above. So pulling back to sell off again, I think is okay. Because of the gaps here, the market can come back to this manipulation bar here, okay, which should cover that 1.0802 as well. In any case, that 1.0826 is also not a bad idea. 26, where's that? There, which is pretty much there. What about 10? Yeah, 0810 is also good. So if we dip down here between, let's say, the weekly pivot in this zone here, right? So if we dip down into this bar, I think it's good to look for a buy setup. This needs to be kind of like closed up, okay? And that's basically it. But with, since Monday, you should be in the game, going up all the time, as you can see. All right, so this was like pretty much a great, setup, as you can see, and that's the first place. I still suspect we should push higher on this one, okay? Let's take a look at the dollar yen. Obviously, you got to keep in mind the news as well. Not the dollar yen, the dollar SP 500. Now, with the SP 500, I said, remember, it's a little tricky because we had this breakout, okay? So on the price, we didn't. On this one, remember, Wednesday was a swing day, and that's your Wednesday. So on the one hand, it has done it, okay? I talked about this red line yesterday as well, I think. This is on the weekly, right? The blue, 66.68. So 66.68 is the PST level there. All right. And on the weekly, I think that was the good buy kiss, right? So 66.5846. Now, this was not a bad match at all. 5846 right on the dot. Okay, this is New York session, 7:30, and boom, boom, boom. All the way down. So that's all fine. What to do again? Well, it's done the targets as well here. But if that's your swing day, so we're setting up for Friday all the way down here, we've got room to come down into 44.5778. 5778. And 5773. Okay, so that's another target down there. On the weekly, we got room to come down into all the way into 57.5694. $5,694. That's the lowest you can go. 5732 is also here. Look, we've marked this in on the weeklies, right? 59, 5732, 5715, So those are targets on the weekly down there. So with some bad news, we could come all the way down. So it's not a bad idea at all. Also Wednesday, nice. Okay, Wednesday, swing day, nice. If it go up, you can follow it down again. All right. That was the low of yesterday. That was the low of the previous day. So the market coming down, closing way below it. It's bearish. Pushing up to sell back off is not a bad idea. So the weekly and the daily are okay to push down. Here's a manipulation bar that's caused the breaking. So the daily and the weekly levels here, if we go up, selling is okay. This could just drift down as well. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now Dow Jones, as you know, didn't have a Wednesday. Dow Jones was Monday, and also today, Thursday and Friday for Dow Jones is important. Friday is also important for the indices. All right. This is also nice. As you can see, right on the weekly pivot, that's your PST. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a swing hour, I think. Wednesday, yep, 7, I think it was 7, wasn't it? So somewhere around here. Okay, let's check it out. 755. 755 is there, and 805 is there. All right, boom, down. Okay, what about this one? This should be 245, I guess. 515. No, I didn't have a 515. 245. Nice. So market dips down. That's your 245, pushing up into the weekly, selling off. Okay. Now remember, for the Dow Jones, Monday was the swing day, and that's your Monday, and that's pretty much the high of the week, except that stop sweep there. Okay. So if you take a look, Monday, Tuesday, that's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now Monday I said you could also buy because we're down. Okay, and then mark it up. Now Tuesday and Wednesday, okay, so with the indices, Tuesday, Wednesday, boom, down. All right, so a bit tricky, but remember we still have room to go up here, and this might be that head and shoulders thing. Okay, if that eventuates, what do you have to look out for from our technical analysis? All right. Okay, from here, now we're down here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that should be the setup for us. All right, if that eventuates, so if we break down, the pullback into a goodbye kiss is going to be your sell zone, and then this is going to be your full measurement down, just like we did with the euro dollar, and this is why we should be ending up back on this manipulation bar. All right, so I hope that helps. There. So that's the Dow Jones. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now SP 500 and NASDAQ had the same swing days this week. So we had Monday or Tuesday and a Wednesday. So that's the weekly. Now I told you about this level here, and I said we're in a sandwich zone here. So yesterday we had the target. The PST was a bit out there, as you can see. It didn't really get into that PST. Why? Because, let's see, yeah, this is why I was like, yeah, this is not a good idea. Because although we're at the tops, we have a breakout, not easy buying this. Okay, so it's not a good idea to buy it. The other thing is, you know, we just like at the tops here. So this breakout is always a bit tricky when we're at the tops. So let's now get rid of this. Now, if this turns out to be a double top, it's going to be on the weekly like that, okay? And if that eventuates, you can see we're going to go into a slight recession mode. Okay, when I say slight, it's probably going to be down to here, and if we break, we'll come all the way down to there. Okay, so I don't mind drawing this into there, right? So I don't mind selling the highs. Now it's looking a bit more better because it's giving us a bit of a sign, isn't it? Okay, it's like, yeah, you know, Wednesday swing day, boom, boom. All right, and now we're heading into there. Now the targeting 46, 21.33. Wow, that's also done the targets there. So we could do that. All right, so that's your closest target now, and that's just good targeting. It really is. Okay, and that's your weekly there. Okay, so it's all good. Okay, if we still keep pushing down, we should come into 56, 19,975. Okay, we'll keep that on the radar as we go down if the market pushes down. All right, but this is nice to see. That's the low of the week, I guess. Yes, that was done on Tuesday. Market breaking under it, sweeping it. We're still above that level, but it's breaking down. All right, so any pull up gives us an excuse to sell. The closing of yesterday also is good to sell, including that as well. What about the hours for this? 10:15. I mean, yesterday I was not easy on selling this because I was just not sure. But now we've got we've got the, we've got the sign. So any pull up is okay to sell. And that was 12:15. Wow, that is just bizarre. It's just the way it works. 14:35. Look at the swing hours just pushing it in. 7:55, 8 o'clock. I mean, that is just bloody awesome. Boom. Right into the target. So we've got room to follow this down. All right, as you can see, you can note these down as well. That should bring us down here. Okay, but the thing is, also draw your channels like you always do, so you understand where we're going. Okay. Also, you have to understand this is a smaller channel within the bigger picture. So dipping down here is natural, okay? If we break below this, then you're going to twist your channel into that and that. Okay, the system already has that for you, but if in case you're not using ATAM, okay, if you're using ATAM, it's already there. If you're not using it, just draw it yourself. If we start to push down, break down, you know where we're coming. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has a swing day today, and I did say don't buy the highs, obviously. So I guess on the daily, where are we at? Yeah, so this is the zone, remember? There. On the edge. LCL1 74219. 74219. Alright, so about here. If we hit up there, you can still sell off in case, but this can sell off here as well. if it fills the gap. Check the gap, selling the high after a filling gap, stop sweep, or that PST level is okay to do so. If I tighten this up, that's coming from here, okay? So this zone is okay to sell off. On the weekly, you can do that too. So it's like a double top. If that turns into a double top, then it's going to be bad news for the buyers. They'll get squeezed here. Anybody who bought here will get screwed up. So be mindful, okay? Because this can come all the way back down to filling gaps. And then the next thing you know, we're heading back into 30,000. So be smart. Just be careful not to buy the tops. We have to wait and check here, okay? If the market breaks above, closes above that high, then on a retracement, you can buy because they're happy to close above that price, okay? And push up. But until we get such a sign, this is a sell zone, which you don't want to be mucking around being on the wrong side of the trade, okay? So with Bitcoin, hang in there. Thursday's a swing day. Selling the highs, selling the gap fills, I think is okay. This zone is all high, okay? This is why I've got this range here. This is the high zone. So selling at trading hours on the push down is okay. Then where you're going to sell to, just draw your lines. Okay, so target that zone. So that's going to be about 69, yeah? Yeah, about 69,400 there. On the daily, 51 is 68,184. And that's it. On the weekly, we're too far out for a target. If you want, you can check your 4-hour chart as well. And 70,000 is a place where you should probably head down towards. You can cover the trade around there as well. This is a good, strong impulse wave. Okay, and because Thursday is a swing day, selling the highs to push down is okay. Do it with a smaller lot size as usual, okay, and cover the trade.